What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Oozi, Earth Adventure. A old-schoolish kind of styled platformer by Awesome Game Studios, launched a couple of weeks ago on Steam. I'm going to jump right into the second chapter of the game. I finished the first chapter. I'm going to jump in here and carry on. A little bit of story on the loading screen, which doesn't take too long, which tells us that we're looking for our gear. To give you a little bit of backstory, we are this alien chap, Oozi. Oozi is an alien who's got something wrong with his lip, and he's not a very intelligent chap. He was flying around in his spaceship one day, and he ran out of fuel because he forgot to fuel up. What a silly alien. And he crash landed on an alien planet, as you do when these things happen. And he woke up on his spaceship and all of his clothes were gone, because it's just that kind of planet. I mean, I think the planet is perhaps spoiled a little by the title of the game. It's never revealed in the game. They never say, oh, you're on Earth, but the clue is in the title, I feel. Perhaps. So we've got an alien chap who's woken up on a mysterious alien planet and now needs to retrieve not only his spaceship, but also his clothes. So when we start the game, we have our double jump and little else to work with. And as we progress, we will receive, well, first off, our pants, which will allow us to do a not a double jump, a stompy jump, that's it. We always have the double jump, but we unlock a fancy stomp, which will kill many of the tougher enemies. This enemy, obviously, as you can see, they can be killed by, they can't be killed by jumping on it outright, but if I let him come back, we can do a stompy jump and kill him that way. And that's made this one harder for myself than it needed to be. And the gloves, which we pick up later on, I believe at the start of the second chapter, in fact, they give us not only this wall jump, but the ability to punch the enemies, as I just did. So there's a couple of abilities. I imagine there'll be more. I imagine we will find more stuff as we progress. We'll keep adding mechanics, I suspect. But for now, we have gloves and pants, and they will serve as well. I've got a bouncy thing here that only bounces when we stomp on it, so that's an excuse to stomp as well. Which is good. So let's try and not get spiked too much. Although health is not terribly hard to come by. Health is regenerated by collecting points. For every 2,000 points you collect, you will regenerate 1 heart. And honestly, it's no big deal even if you lose them all, because you will, honest to God, you'll just pop back at the checkpoint with more health. Ouch, that was silly. So yeah, there's no massive penalty to dying. You'll just pop back into the world. There we go. I've hit another 2,000 points milestone, so I've got my health back. There are a variety of difficulty options in the game, but as far as I can make out, it doesn't seem to change a lot in the game. When I pop into the options menu, we can see we've got difficulty normal. I can't change it while in game. Apparently, it's not going to allow me to do that because, well, that would make sense because the only thing I've noticed it does appear to change is how much health you get when you respawn, or indeed spawn in the first instance. Now, I imagine... Oh, okay. I was going to say imagine stomping on those would be a bad idea, but they're going to bounce me anyway. Right, okay. Lesson learned, don't trust anything to be consistent, apparently. So, can I get across here? Yes, I can. Good. There are a few passageways that are like one way, and it's like you need to be cautious about which route you're travelling in order to find secrets and things. Well, there are many secrets. Is this a secret, or is this actually the route? It's also difficult to tell which bits are secrets and which bits are actually just the intended path on occasion. But judging by the big star here, this was just a secret. Let's hop down here. I should look before I leap. If I push down on the right stick on my Xbox pad, which I'm playing with, I can look down and see what is ahead of me. It does have full Xbox pad integration, and being a platforming game, I think it probably benefits from it. I'm sure it's equally playable on the keyboard, but I fancy playing it on the Xbox pad, and so I am. Okay, these guys aren't tough to kill, but they do look hideously deformed. There's something really weird about the art style in this. I mean, the environments are all perfectly pleasant. There's a bit of an eerie cave thing going on here, but nothing wrong with that. But all the enemies, all the characters, in fact, I mean, look at Oozi himself here. Jeez. There's something hideously wrong with most of them, and they're a bit weird. Can't deny, everything in the game looks horrific, is really the only word to describe it. Can I get... Now, how do I get up there? That's an interesting one. Perhaps more will be revealed later. Maybe there's a way to backtrack. So, stomp or punch doesn't seem to matter too much with these guys. I'm gonna die either way. Aha! Bring that down with a stomp. I can get up here. Ah, cool. So there's a few different mechanics, but none of them... I'm afraid to say none of them are particularly original. If you played platformers in the past, there's nothing going to be particularly innovative here that you've not seen before. It's all been done, I'm afraid. There's nothing terribly exciting. But at the same time, I do feel like this would probably make a good game for the kids. If you've got kids and you want something to distract them with, I think this would probably serve quite well. Maybe you've got kids who weren't around for the original era of the Marios and the Sonics, and you want a nice, cheap little platformer to keep them entertained for a bit. I think this could do the job quite nicely, because there's nothing wrong with it. Technically, it's a pretty pleasant game to play. The music's good, the gameplay is definitely very solid. It's just not particularly inspiring in light of someone who's spent their childhood growing up playing Mario and Sonic and any other games. Many of the games from that era were of this ilk. And there we go. See, I pop back into existence with 2 hearts, and I can go again. Many of the games from that era, yeah, were this kind of style of game. Run around, jump, platform, basically. So I'm fairly safe to jump here, aren't I? Yeah. But, like I say, ouch, stupid. For a kid who hasn't played this kind of game before, I think it could serve quite well. Can I get down there? Yes, yes I can. I was right before the checkpoint, seriously. I don't feel there would be any particular disadvantage to playing on easy. I don't think it would make much difference, to be honest. The only difference I feel it would actually make is just how many hits you can take before carrying on. It's how much patience do you have if you're at a bit where you're slightly stuck. How much patience do you have before you get bored of respawning? It just makes you respawn less, that's all it does. There is also a okay, that's a new one. Huh. There's also child difficulty, which basically makes the game impossible to lose, basically, is what it does. Okay, that's how it works. That jump just seems to be a little bit finicky. I'm not sure if it's me. Okay, there we go. Just slide down there, hang on to that. There we go. There's more secrets. There are things everywhere. You will never stop collecting these bleeding stars. I'm not even sure what they're for. Why are we collecting stars? Who knows? Nobody's going to tell us. Either way, there's one of those there. And when we get to the end, if we have collected all 5, we will be rewarded for our efforts. Oop, there we go. He's out of there. So I have no idea how long this is going to last. The levels are reasonably long, but not huge. You freakish bat thing, can you... There we go. Alright. Oh, I see. If I press up, I just automatically... Ah. That was probably explained in a signpost somewhere, and I didn't pay much attention, I guess. If I press up, he just jumps straight up. Okay, that's good. And if I press sideways, he jumps across. I really need to learn to read signs. They're probably helpful. I'll throw you into the spikes. Pow! Take that. Like I say, it's like... damn it. I don't feel like it's the sort of thing I could quite easily get lost in myself, but there's definitely a market for this sort of thing. I'm just not it. So I already grow weary of this. Let's head back out into the main menu and show you what else there is, because there's more to it than the story mode. There's a little bit more. In addition, we also have the challenge mode and the arcade mode. If we complete each level in the story mode, we unlock a challenge mode. If we collect all the 5 stars, we also unlock the arcade mode, I believe. Or possibly... No, I'm wrong on that one. It's the bonus challenges, that's it. So if we beat level 1, we get the challenge. If we get the 5 stars, we get bonus challenge. So I'll jump into challenge 1 and just show you what that's about. It's just a little bit of a diversion if you want something else to do that's without having to work through the story mode. There's just a little bit extra content in here, just something fun to work with. So we've got the green forest of level 1. We've got some armoured snails that we're not going to be able to do much with because we don't have the stomp at this point. We have not been given our gear. So this one's just it's a star catching minigame is what this one is. So it's just jump back and forth and catch a bunch of stars. If you catch 25, yes, 25. If you catch 25, we win. It's entertaining little diversion, and the challenges vary, they're not all this. You're not going to be asked to do this however many times, 25 times or something. So this is just one of many. So that's that. Head on to, let's try the second challenge. What are we trying to do on the second challenge? We are completing level, save 30 seconds at the end and lose no health. So it's more of an actual level thing going on. Run, Oozi, run! What am I running against? Running against the clock, I guess. Yes, we're... Ow! I think we only get one attempt at this. If we die, that's it. It's back to the start. And we're trying to do it before the time runs out. Ow. And there we go. Jumped on a hedgehog. What a way to go. Let's start again. So let's have another stab at that. So, ow. Something I haven't shown here. I wonder if I can turn it on from here. I think I can. I have these ghosts. And they have not been appearing. I don't know why. Perhaps because I have Steam Community disabled while I'm recording. Perhaps it needs to be online for this to work. But we have these online ghosts. They're like what you would normally expect to see in a time trial on a racing game. You'd see the best time that anybody has done. You can have a ghost. Or in fact, you can have it set to random and just get random people from the community. Anybody who's played the game, their ghosts will show up in the game and you can race random people. You've got no idea who they are, there's no names attached to them, for they are merely spectral beings, they are ghosts. No identity, all you know is that they're here and they're going to try and do better than you. And you need to try and outdo them. This adds a little bit of spirit of competition to it, I suppose. There's a nice extra touch, don't need to add it, but they did, and that's great. And these snails are derpy. At least they're not freaky, at least they're only derpy. I'm not good at this. How about we quit this? Let's have a quick glance at the bonus challenges. I don't think they differ too heavily. It's more of the same, there's just more of it. An extra reward for doing well. So, bonus challenge 1, Star Rush. So I think the goal here is literally to collect as many stars as possible within 2 minutes 50 results. There are 550 stars to collect and I need to try and get all of them. It's a shame the ghosts don't work with Steam Community disabled, but it's kind of something you have to try to remember to do. I know I don't always, but when recording, you have to end up with all the pop-ups in the corner. You don't really want that, so... To say it's just pulling a bit of data from the internet, and I am still connected to the internet. I don't see why it can't do that. But apparently, if you're running Steam in offline mode or whatever, you're not going to get that. So... But they are there, you can race them, they are nice, if nothing else. It's nice to have, and you can obviously pit yourself against the best one. Your options are random or best. You can challenge the best in the world and go for the leaderboards if you are competitively inclined. I don't really think I'm the best in the world, so I see no reason to try and challenge such folks as that. Kind of like these green snails there. They're so stupid. Just try and jump you and then die. It's like the style of the characters just doesn't feel like it matches the rest of the game. Why is everything so freaky? I can't get over that, I really can't. And that's that. Okay. Well, that's about it. So I suppose we can have a look at the arcade mode. What's in the arcade mode? Arcade level 101. Your task in arcade mode is to complete the level in limited time while collecting as much as possible. Everything is so green. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might just be a copy of the first... Yeah, it's the first level again. It's got tutorials on screen. So yes, I know I got double jump. So we are, at this point, literally just trying to complete the level as fast as possible. Without dying and while collecting much of... It's the standard game, but made competitive for leaderboards and things, I guess. So nothing terribly different. If you played through the game, you've seen the levels. It's just you want to try your best against the world again, I guess. So I'm going to end up dying here because I am reckless like that. And there are no respawns in this mode, so that will not end well for me. I'm not even looking where I'm going. I'm that reckless. But that's about it. That is Oozi Earth Adventure for you. There's not a lot more to it than that. If you want something, you want a simple platforming game, it's there. If you're looking for something that really breaks the mold, I'm afraid this is not likely to be what you're looking for. But it is currently available on Steam if you want to check it out. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka, and I shall see you next time.